Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple old penny, and unknowingly holding a hidden American treasure worth thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? But right now, across the United States, people are accidentally spending rare wheat pennies every single day without realizing the fortune slipping through their fingers. Some of these tiny copper coins have survived world wars, economic crashes, and decades of circulation, quietly waiting to be discovered by the right pair of eyes. And here's the shocking truth. A few specific wheat pennies hiding in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks today are worth more than most people ever imagine. In today's video on Crazy Valuable Coins, we're revealing 3 ultra-rare wheat pennies that collectors are aggressively hunting right now. Each one carries a fascinating story, mysterious mint history, and jaw-dropping value that keeps rising year after year. But here's the twist. The first coin on this list looks so ordinary that many people have already spent it without a second thought. So before you ignore another penny, stay with me until the end, because one of these coins could already be hiding in your pocket right now. The first coin in today's treasure hunt looks incredibly ordinary at first glance, yet collectors across America know it can secretly hold astonishing value. The without a mint mark is one of those fascinating coins that often hides quietly in circulation while carrying a story that stretches back to one of the most dramatic periods in American history. When people first notice this coin, they usually see the warm red-brown shade on the obverse and the mysterious gray-black layers on the reverse, especially in coins graded very fine to very good condition. But what many people don't realize is that these subtle color changes can signal decades of natural aging and preservation, something collectors actually love to see. This is the kind of penny that can sit unnoticed in a jar for years while quietly transforming into a small but powerful treasure. When you hold this coin in your hand, the first thing you'll notice is its iconic design. On the front side, known as the obverse, you'll see the legendary portrait of Designed by. Lincoln's profile faces right, strong and dignified, surrounded by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1945. In the version we're discussing today, there is no mint mark, which means the coin was produced at the historic. The absence of a mint mark might seem simple, but for collectors, it's an important identifying feature that connects this coin to one of the busiest mints in American history. Flip the coin over, and the reverse reveals the classic wheat design that gives the series its famous nickname. 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America with the proud Latin phrase "E pluribus unum" arching above. These wheat ears symbolize agricultural strength and prosperity, representing a powerful era in American identity. Over the decades, coins with darker gray-black toning on the reverse often gain a mysterious, antique appearance that many collectors find incredibly attractive. That layered coloration tells a story of time, circulation, and survival. Now, let's travel back to the year 1945 Ampere's moment, when the world was finally approaching the end of. The United States was emerging from years of intense wartime production, and millions of coins were struck to keep the economy moving. Even though the wartime steel pennies of 1943 are widely known, the copper-based wheat cents returned to their normal bronze composition shortly afterward. The 1945 penny, therefore, stands as a symbol of America transitioning from wartime struggle toward a new era of prosperity. Every one of these coins passed through the hands of workers, soldiers, and families rebuilding their lives after the war. The composition of this coin is another detail collectors carefully examine. The 1945 wheat penny was struck from a 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc bronze alloy, giving it that rich reddish tone when freshly minted. Over time, the copper reacts with air and handling, creating the red-brown shade you often see today. This coin weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.52 millimeters. These measurements might sound small, but for collectors, they are critical specifications that confirm authenticity and ensure the coin matches the original mint standards. One fascinating aspect that makes certain 1,945 pennies stand out is the way their surfaces age. Coins that display a mixture of red-brown tones on the obverse and darker gray or black layers on the reverse often show natural oxidation patterns that collectors recognize as genuine long-term circulation. These subtle features can make a coin visually unique. In the world of coin collecting, uniqueness often translates into stronger demand, especially when the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks remain clearly visible despite decades of use. Rarity is another powerful factor driving interest in this coin. While millions were minted in Philadelphia, surviving examples in very fine to very good condition, with strong details and appealing natural toning, are becoming harder to locate. Many were lost, damaged, or heavily worn through decades of circulation. That shrinking pool of attractive survivors is exactly what keeps collectors searching through rolls of pennies and estate collections across the United States. Each discovery feels like uncovering a forgotten relic from America's past. And now we arrive at the moment collectors wait for, the value reveal. When a 1,945 wheat penny without mint mark, showing the red-brown obverse and grey-black reverse layers in very fine or very good condition, appears in today's collector's market, its current value can reach approximately $1,400. Yes, that number shocks many people, but the demand for historically preserved wheat cents has been growing steadily year after year. The price I'm mentioning reflects the current market estimate based on the specific condition described, and collectors believe that as time passes, the rarity and fascination surrounding these coins will only push values even higher. Many experts say the market for historic wheat cents continues to rise, and patience often rewards those who hold on to special examples. For collectors, the most important advice is simple but powerful: never overlook an old penny. Carefully check the date, the mint mark area, and the surface color. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance could hide remarkable value. Store promising coins in protective holders, avoid cleaning them, and consider having rare examples professionally graded. Preservation is everything in the world of collectible coins. In the end, the 1,945 wheat penny without a mint mark reminds us that true treasure doesn't always shine like gold. Sometimes it sits quietly in a drawer, a jar, or a forgotten collection waiting to be rediscovered. Coins like this connect us to history, to the people who once used them, and to the excitement of uncovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary place. And remember, here on Crazy Valuable Coins, our channel brings you freshly updated discoveries from the coin collecting world every single day. So stay curious, keep searching those pennies, and don't go anywhere, because the next rare coin in today's list becomes even more surprising. As we move deeper into today's treasure hunt, the second coin may surprise you even more than the first. Many people across the United States have seen this penny, touched it, and sometimes even tossed it aside without realizing what they were holding. The without a mint mark might look worn, slightly aged, and even spotted with rusty brown tones and faint green marks. But for collectors who understand the secrets of historic coins, these details don't mean damage. They often mean history authenticity, and rarity. This is the kind of penny that quietly hides inside old coin jars, dresser drawers, and forgotten piggy banks. While millions of people pass over it without a second thought, experienced collectors know that certain examples, especially those with distinctive aging and preserved details, can transform into a powerful hidden treasure. It's almost unbelievable to think that something so small, something so ordinary, could secretly hold extraordinary value while people unknowingly spend it every single day. When you first look at the front side of this coin, known as the obverse, you'll immediately recognize the iconic portrait of. This historic design was created by the talented sculptor, whose artistic vision turned the humble 1-cent coin into one of the most recognizable pieces of currency in American history. Lincoln's calm and confident profile faces to the right, surrounded by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above his head, and "Liberty" beside the date 1946. In the particular coin we are discussing today, you will notice no mint mark below the date, which tells collectors that this penny was struck at the historic Philadelphia was the original mint of the United States and has produced billions of coins over centuries. Yet within that massive production, certain coins, especially those preserved in very fine or very good condition, stand out today as valuable collectibles. Turn the coin over to the reverse side and you'll see the famous wheat design that defines the entire Wheat Penny series. Two elegant wheat stalks curve along the edges of the coin, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these words appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, representing the unity of the American states. This wheat design symbolized agricultural prosperity and national growth, making it a perfect representation of the United States during the early and mid-20th century. Now here is where this particular coin becomes visually fascinating. The example we're describing carries rusty brown coloration and small green spots on both the obverse and reverse sides. At first glance, some people think these marks reduce value, but in many cases, they are actually natural oxidation patterns formed over decades. Copper reacts slowly with oxygen and moisture, producing tones that range from deep brown to subtle green patina. To experienced collectors, these patterns act almost like fingerprints of time, proving that the coin has lived a long journey through American history. To truly understand this penny, we need to travel back to the year 1946 Ampere's time, when the United States was transitioning out of the shadow of the war had ended only months earlier, and the nation was entering a new era of rebuilding, optimism, and economic growth. Factories that once produced military equipment were shifting toward consumer goods. Soldiers were returning home. Families were rebuilding their lives, and everyday coins like this penny were circulating through a rapidly changing America. That historical moment gives the 1946 Wheat Penny a powerful emotional connection to the past. Every coin minted that year might have passed through the hands of workers, veterans, and families experiencing one of the most important turning points in modern history. From a technical standpoint, the 1946 Wheat Penny was struck using the classic bronze composition used throughout most of the wheat cent era. The coin contains 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a metal blend that gives it its warm reddish color when new and its darker brown tones after decades of circulation. The coin's weight is 3.11 grams, which was the standard for bronze wheat cents of that era. Its diameter, sometimes referred to as the girth measurement by collectors, is 19.05 millimeters, and its thickness is approximately 1.52 millimeters. These precise specifications were carefully maintained by the U.S. mint to ensure consistency in every coin produced. Even today, collectors use these measurements to verify authenticity and confirm that a coin has not been altered. Another intriguing feature of this coin is the way the rusty brown tones blend with faint green spotting. When the surfaces remain intact and the design details are still visible, especially Lincoln's hair, cheekbone, and the wheat lines on the reverse, the coin becomes especially attractive to collectors. These subtle features transform what might seem like an ordinary penny into a historic artifact that tells the story of decades of circulation and survival. Rarity also plays a crucial role in the growing demand for this coin. While many 1,946 pennies were produced, far fewer examples remain today in very fine or very good condition with recognizable details and natural aging patterns. Over time, coins were lost, melted, damaged, or worn nearly smooth through heavy circulation. That gradual disappearance means that collectors today compete intensely for well-preserved survivors. Every time a strong example surfaces at an auction or in a private collection, it sparks renewed excitement in the coin-collecting community. Collectors understand that once these coins disappear into long-term collections, they may not return to the market for many years. And now comes the moment that turns curiosity into pure excitement, the value reveal. A 1,946 wheat penny without mint mark, displaying rusty brown color and green spotting on both sides in very fine or very good condition, can reach a current market value of approximately $1,200. And this value reflects the present market estimate based on the exact condition described. And collectors continue to watch these coins closely because their demand keeps growing year after year. Many experts believe the value of historic wheat pennies will continue rising as more collectors enter the hobby and fewer original coins remain available. Holding on to a coin like this is not just holding a piece of copper. It can feel like holding a quiet, hidden treasure that grows more powerful with time. For collectors, the most important advice is to never ignore unusual surface tones or spots on old pennies. Carefully examine every coin for its date, mint mark location, and preservation of design details. If you find a promising example, store it safely in a protective holder and avoid cleaning it. Cleaning may remove the very natural aging that collectors value the most. In the end, the 1,946 wheat penny without a mint mark reminds us that treasure often hides in plain sight. Coins like this have traveled through decades of American history, quietly waiting for someone curious enough to recognize their importance. What looks like a simple penny today could actually be a remarkable collectible that thousands of collectors wish they owned. And remember, here on Crazy Valuable Coins, our channel is freshly updated every single day with exciting discoveries from the world of rare coins. Stay curious, keep checking those pennies, and get ready, because the final coin in today's video may be the most surprising hidden treasure of them all. Now we arrive at the final coin in today's hunt, and this one carries a mystery that shocks many collectors the first time they learn about it. Across the United States, countless people have unknowingly spent this coin at grocery stores, dropped it into tip jars, or left it forgotten in old coin containers. Yet hidden among those everyday pennies is the remarkable without a mint mark, a coin that, in the right preserved condition, can feel less like pocket change and more like a buried treasure waiting to be discovered. What makes this coin especially fascinating is its appearance. The example we're discussing today shows a red-brown surface with small green spots on the obverse, while the reverse side remains extremely clear and sharply detailed, a combination that instantly catches the attention of experienced collectors. In extra fine or extra good condition, this penny still holds strong design features that have survived decades of circulation. For someone who understands rare coins, finding one like this can feel like uncovering a secret piece of American history hiding in plain sight. Let's begin with the design, because the artistry of this coin has made it one of the most recognizable coins ever produced in the United States. On the obverse side, you'll see the dignified portrait of the first real historical figure ever placed on a circulating American coin. This famous design was created by the talented sculptor, whose work has survived on billions of coins since the early 20th century. Lincoln faces to the right, calm and confident, surrounded by the powerful national motto, "In God We Trust," the word liberty, and the date 1956. In this specific coin variety, there is no mint mark beneath the date, which tells collectors that the penny was produced at the historic. Philadelphia holds a legendary place in American coinage, and coins struck there without mint marks are often carefully studied by collectors searching for subtle variations and high-quality survivors. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the classic wheat design that gave the entire series its nickname. Two graceful wheat stalks curve upward along the edges, framing the bold inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America. Above them sits the phrase, E pluribus unum, symbolizing unity among the states. On well-preserved examples like the one described here, the wheat grains appear crisp and clearly separated, creating a beautiful contrast with the darker tones that sometimes develop on the coin's surface over time. The visual character of this particular coin is what makes it so captivating. The obverse carries a red-brown tone with subtle green spotting, which forms when copper reacts slowly with air and environmental elements. These small color variations create a layered look that tells the story of decades of aging. Meanwhile, the reverse remains clear and sharply defined, almost as if time treated the two sides differently. Collectors love this contrast because it highlights the coin's long journey while still preserving its historical design details. To fully appreciate this penny, we need to step back to the year 1956, Ampere's period, when the United States was experiencing tremendous economic expansion and cultural transformation. The country was moving forward in the post-war era, with booming industries, new suburbs, and technological innovation shaping everyday life. During this time, wheat pennies were still circulating widely across the nation, quietly serving as the smallest unit of American currency. Yet only a few years later, in 1959, the wheat design would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse, making the Wheat Penny series a finished chapter in American coin history. The composition of the 1956 Wheat Penny follows the traditional bronze formula used for most coins in the series. It consists of 95% copper, combined with 5% tin and zinc, giving the coin its characteristic reddish glow when newly minted. Over time, this copper surface slowly transforms, producing shades of red-brown, deep brown, and sometimes faint green patina, as seen on this coin. From a technical standpoint, the coin has a weight of 3.11 grams, which is the standard for bronze Lincoln wheat cents. Its diameter, often described by collectors as its girth measurement, is 19.05 millimeters, and its thickness measures approximately 1.52 millimeters. These precise specifications confirm the authenticity of the coin and connect it directly to the manufacturing standards of the United States Mint during the mid-20th century. Collectors pay special attention to coins like this because of their unique surface character combined with strong, remaining details. When Lincoln's hairlines jawline, and coat remain visible, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still show crisp grains and veins, the coin becomes much more desirable. The combination of natural toning, clear reverse design, and extra-fine condition creates a profile that collectors find extremely attractive. Over the decades, millions of pennies have been lost, worn down, or destroyed, which means far fewer high-quality survivors remain available today. This steady decline in surviving coins fuels a growing demand among collectors who specialize in historic American cents. Every time a well-preserved wheat penny appears in the market, collectors eagerly compete to add it to their collections. And now we arrive at the moment that truly captures attention, the value reveal. A 1,956 wheat penny without a mint mark, showing red-brown tones with green spotting on the obverse and a clear reverse in extra-fine or extra-good condition, can reach an estimated current market value of $990.90. This value represents the present market estimate based specifically on the condition described. And collectors believe that as time passes and fewer examples remain available, coins like this may continue to rise in desirability and price. Holding a coin like this can feel almost unreal. Something so small, something that once moved quietly through everyday transactions, can transform into a powerful collectible treasure. Many people unknowingly spend coins like this every year, never realizing the hidden value they just let slip away. For collectors and curious viewers alike, the most important lesson is simple: never ignore an old penny. Examine every coin carefully, paying attention to the date, the mint mark location, and the surface color. If you discover a wheat penny with strong details and interesting toning, protect it in a coin holder and keep it safe. Avoid cleaning the coin, because natural aging often increases collector interest rather than reducing it. In the end, the 1,956 wheat penny without a mint mark reminds us that extraordinary discoveries can come from the most ordinary places. A simple coin lying unnoticed for decades can suddenly become a fascinating historical artifact and a powerful collectible treasure. And that's exactly why this channel exists. Here on Crazy Valuable Coins, we bring you fresh updates every single day about rare coins, hidden treasures, and incredible discoveries from the world of coin collecting. So keep searching those old pennies, stay curious, and remember, your next life-changing coin might already be waiting quietly in your pocket.